I am Janine Comer, and I am the outgoing chairman of the Barbados Nomination Committee. It is my absolute pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this evening's Anthony N. Sabga Caribbean Excellence Awards for Barbados. Madam President, on behalf of the gathering, I wish to express our appreciation to you for allowing us to visit with you as we celebrate leadership excellence in Barbados and the Caribbean. We are sure that as a strong proponent of high achievement and attainment of excellence, your decision to invite us to your official home for this celebration this evening would have been an easy one. This evening is indeed a significant one for us in Barbados as we celebrate the work and achievements of one of our daughters of the soil, Dr. Kim Jebodhsingh. In the 14-year history of the awards, Barbados has welcomed and celebrated 3 laureates, namely Dr. James Husbands, who's sitting all the way at the back, Professor Ansem Innes, and Minister Corey Lane, who's also sitting at the back. Welcome, gentlemen. The nominating committee considers that to have been invited to participate in this prestigious Caribbean Excellence Awards initiative is indeed an honor. Our involvement in the initiative has enabled us to discover and interact with many Barbadian high achievers who are doing noteworthy things which very often are not shared locally or regionally. The committee, assisted by our researcher, Dr. Jason Marshall, has worked assiduously to ensure that Barbados's participation in this awards of Caribbean excellence remains vibrant and significant. Therefore, on behalf of the committee, I wish to thank the Ansa McCall Foundation, the eminent persons, our Barbadian eminent person, Justice Christopher Blackman, and I'm offering an apology for his absence due to unforeseen circumstances, and the program staff for giving us the opportunity to participate in this institution of excellence. I wish to thank them for their steadfast commitment and dedication to the effort as I demit the chair and welcome our new chair, Dr. Angela Aliyu. Our special congratulations, Dr. Jebodhsingh, for giving us the opportunity to work with you and for putting us, Barbados that is, back on the map once again. And as the first woman to achieve a laureate for Barbados, we congratulate you. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome, and please enjoy this evening's presentation. At this juncture, I wish to invite Professor Compton Bowen, Chairman of the Eminent Persons Panel, to deliver remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by adding my personal appreciation of the gracious hospitality of Her Excellency to us this evening. We who are gathered here are enjoined to take pride in the accomplishments of those persons who have been named as the 2022 laureates of the Anthony N. Sabga Caribbean Awards for Excellence. The process leading to the final recommendations is a very open and competitive one. There are, with a couple of important qualifiers, any Caribbean person can be nominated, and there is even the possibility of self-nomination. But the qualifiers are that nominees should have a demonstrable and recognized record of consistently superior, excellent, and original work, and should have the potential for future development. All of our laureates in 2022 as in previous years, satisfy those demanding criteria. Nominations can be in any of 4 categories: arts and letters, entrepreneurship, public and civic contribution, and science and technology. That each category is considered of fundamental importance to the social and economic development imperatives of our Caribbean nations require no elaboration in this gathering. The potential nominees are scrutinized and assessed by one of 5 country nominating committees, representative of Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica, the OECS, and Trinidad and Tobago. The country nominating committees are empowered to go beyond their own geographical boundaries in nominating candidates for the award. And Guyana has done twice in nominating candidates from Suriname. I would like on this occasion to pay special tribute to the tireless efforts of the country nominating committees in ensuring that there is always a worthy list of nominees for consideration by the eminent persons panel. The current chairs of the country nominating committees are Dr. Janine Kuma of Barbados, Mr. Al Crichton, Guyana, Mr. Maureen Seymour from Jamaica, Dr. Lennox Honeychurch from the OECS, and Mrs. Helen Drayton, Trinidad and Tobago. I also want to commend Mrs. Maria Superville Nielsen and her research staff, who always do a splendid job of research on the nominees to supplement the information which is provided by the country nominating committees. The eminent persons panel, which I now chair, convenes annually to receive oral and sometimes video presentations on the nominees from the country nominating committees and to discuss the merits of the respective candidates. I can tell you that it is a thorough, exhausting process. There are so many truly worthy nominees for final consideration that in the final analysis, it is a matter of fine judgment. I wish to acknowledge in this forum the very valuable contributions of my colleagues on the eminent persons panel, namely Justice Christopher Blackman, Mr. Christopher Boville, Professor Emerita Bridget Brereton, Mrs. Charmaine Gardiner, Sir Kenneth Hall, Professor Nigel Harris, Ambassador Erwin LaRocque, Mrs. Diana Mahabi Wyatt, Justice Ralston Nelson, and Major General Joseph Singh. Now, with those few introductory remarks, I want to yield the floor to the chairman of the foundation, Mr. Andrew Sabga, but not before I express, as my immediate predecessor, Sir Sridhar Ramprahal has done on so many such occasions, our collective appreciation and high regard for the public spiritedness and commitment to fostering Caribbean excellence, which the Foundation and the Sabga family have unwaveringly displayed from the inception of the Anthony N. Sabga Caribbean Awards for Excellence in 2005. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Your Excellency, Dame Sandra Mason, President of the Republic of Barbados, members of the Eminent Persons panel here with us this evening, and the Barbados Nominating Committee. And I'd like to welcome the incoming head and also to thank the outgoing. Dr. Kim Jebodhsingh, our 2022 laureate, and your entire family. past laureates here with us, and I am very happy to see you all here. Specially invited guests. On behalf of the Ansa McCall Foundation, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to the 14th award ceremony of the Anthony N. Sabga Awards honoring Caribbean excellence. We are here today to recognize an exceptional Barbadian, Dr. Kim Jebodhsingh, for her contributions to ophthalmology and public service. She has worked tirelessly in educating the general population about eye disease, prevention, and treatment by co-founding a regional organization that raises funds for ocular research grants, organizing annual conferences to bring Caribbean and international studies together, and performing oculoplastic surgeries here in Barbados and across the region. While acting as the president of Barbados Squash Association, she also implemented school programs that enhanced learning and promoted lifelong wellness practices through sport. Dr. Jebodhsingh's vision, foresight, and her drive to achieve and make a difference are qualities that all of our laureates exhibit. These abilities to look at our lives and societies, identify areas of improvement, and provide solutions are honorable. They do this through their fields of work in science, arts, social activism, and entrepreneurship. Looking at Dr. Jebodhsingh and the other laureates this year, I can see what my father, Dr. Anthony N. Sabga, for whom these awards are named after, admired most. My father was a Caribbean man, long before Calypsonian Black Stallion coined the phrase in 1979. As a young businessman, he traveled the region in pursuit of his vision to create a pan-Caribbean organization serving the needs of our people. Early in his career, he invested significant time and resources into establishing many businesses regionally, which today employs more than 700 persons here in this island and over 6,000 throughout the Caribbean. My father was firmly of the belief that people were the most valuable asset in any organization, the driving force, as he would say, behind greatness. From his travels, he interacted with many very talented and skilled Caribbean persons and felt compelled to find a way to harness the talent and to help propel their good work for the benefit of our region. It is this realization that led to the formation of the Anthony N. Sabga Awards, honoring Caribbean excellence. Its purpose is to bring to light the brilliance of our people, those who exemplify and reflect the true essence of leadership, collaborations, persistence, dedication, creativity, and innovation. We see these traits in our laureates in 2022. We see it in Marlon James, who achieved prominence by telling stories through a local lens, injecting Jamaican color and vibrancy into literature for the world audience to marvel at. We see it in Shyam Nocta, whose love for his native land inspired him to form an environmental business that protects nature, the most valuable in Guyana. We see it in Anushka Vasha Sonai, who uses the internet as a tool to empower women, girls, and young people's lives in her native Suriname and abroad. And we see it in Professor Christine Carrington of Trinidad, whose work as a scientist was able to provide help to the efforts in combating the COVID-19 pandemic. And it would be remiss of me if I did not recognize our past Barbados Laureates, even as we prepare to induct Dr. Jebodhsingh. Dr. James Husbands, who won our Science and Technology Prize in 2008. Professor Anselm Hennis, who won the same prize in 2013, and Mr. Corey Lane, who won in 2019 for public and civic contributions, and who was recently appointed Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of the People and Empowerment Affairs. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, Dr. Jebodhsingh is in distinguished company. In closing, I would like to leave you with a gift that my father left behind for our family and for our business. A sense of hope in our Caribbean, life and culture. We have the skills, resourcefulness, and talent within our region to transform our lives and the well-being of our people here in the Caribbean. We at the Anthony N. Sabga Awards are honored to highlight these great feats, celebrate Caribbean excellence, and assist in the furtherance of the work being done by the great citizens of the Caribbean region. I thank you.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all here. When the idea of having this ceremony here, it was with alacrity that I agreed, because I was present in 2019 when our own Mr. Corey Lane was awarded, and I was terrifically impressed by the talent that there was and that there is in the Caribbean. However, in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22, it says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light." It is said that the lights are the windows to the soul, and they are the instrument we use to interpret the world around us. Of course, time does not permit me to list all of your very many achievements, Dr. Jebodhsingh, but permit me to mention just a few, although they've been mentioned already. Your advocacy and pioneering work in the area of ophthalmology and oculoplastic surgery cannot be overstated. Your commitment to philanthropy and mentorship speaks to your selfless and inclusive nature. Similarly, you have gone above and beyond your civic duty, from providing pro bono services to the founding of the Caribbean Ophthalmology Research Alliance, which provides resources for research in diseases affecting Caribbean people. Last but certainly not least, special mention is made about the eye clinic, which by all accounts not only provides outstanding eye care, but functions as well as a refuge where persons can be educated about the various eye diseases which affect us here in the Caribbean. Some of these diseases which unfortunately have led to visual impairment or even blindness. You are indeed a loyal daughter of the soil, and you have undoubtedly written your name on history's page. This evening, it is for me a special honor and privilege to present to you the 2022 Anthony N. Sabga Award for Public and Civic Contributions to an outstanding woman of the soil in the field of ophthalmology, medical philanthropy, Dr. Kim Jebodhsingh.
Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here this evening. And I would like to thank the Ansa McCall Foundation, chaired by Mr. Andrew Sagba, for bestowing this most prestigious award on me. I would also like to thank Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason, for hosting the award ceremony here at her residence. And the eminent person panel, chaired by Professor Compton, for the recognition of my work. I would like to thank the Barbados Nominating Committee, headed by Dr. Janine Koma and Mr. Jason Marshall, who had the confidence in my work and to spend time and do detailed research to package and summarize my work to be recognized. My family, parents, my in-laws, and my best friend, who are all here, who've always loved and supported me, and my husband and my twin sons, Luke and Dominic, who are my toughest but fairest critics, I would say. My mentors, the late Professor Jeffrey Hurwitz and Dr. Paul Edwards, who've been some of my strongest supporters all along the way. And Mrs. Maria Nielsen for coordinating the awards and such a wonderful event. This award for me is such an honor to be recognized in such a prestigious way for work that I love to do. And really, Dr. Anthony Sagma, who had such foresight to launch an award which will continue to support the development of the Caribbean and many facets of the Caribbean, which has already done a lot of work for the Caribbean. As his son mentioned, it's really quite an amazing award that you've put together. My fundamental belief is that we have God-given gifts and talents, and that we are meant to use these to benefit the world. So I've been carrying on smartly, playing my part, and really to be recognized for this is really quite something for me. I would say that I thrive on change. It really stimulates me, and I have an unbelievable amount of mental and physical energy, which sometimes I think drive my family crazy, but I do. I channel these into a number of projects, and I would say that my style is that I think about things, I then decide to create them, I execute them, and then move on to the next one. The pandemic gave me the momentum in some areas of my career, whereby I designed and built the eye clinic during the lockdown, which is my own practice, whereby I now have the freedom to carry out my pro bono work on my terms for people in Barbados and the Caribbean the way I want to do it. The pandemic impaired medical research worldwide, and the Caribbean was no exception. We really need research into eye diseases that affect Caribbean people. As you know, we're unique. We're unique in race, we're unique in our diet, we're unique in our environment. So in order for us to find treatments for these diseases, we need to do our own research. Now, we really need research into eye diseases that affect our own Caribbean people. And this is why I started the Carbine Ophthalmology Research Alliance in 2018. And this organization is a charity which provides funds for research in the Caribbean, and will continue to promote and support research in eye diseases that affect us and assist the Caribbean medical fraternity in the quest for cure and treatment of eye diseases. One of my passions is to help share knowledge. And I like to do this through public lectures. And since I think since my award was announced, I've received 3 phone calls in 1 week asking me to have lectures at churches and schools and things like that. But that's something that I actually really enjoy doing. So that's good. That's good phone calls. But through my conference, the latest updates in Ophthalmology Subspecialty Conference, I started this 10 years ago. I've been able to invite some of the most well-respected doctors from around the world, which has helped to foster the sharing of ideas, teaching, and research exchanges with our local and regional doctors, nurses, and medical students, keeping them abreast of all the cutting-edge technology and developments in our field. This conference has led to opportunities for doctors all over the region and the world to further enhance their expertise by gaining mentors and long-term teaching relationships, and gaining even fellowships at some very prestigious hospitals around the world, and bringing their skills back to the Caribbean. I look forward to continuing this work. As the immediate past president of the Barbados Squash Association, I plan to continue to promote health and educational opportunities through sports. Barbados is the current Caribbean champion in junior squash. And I want to see Barbados to continue to develop athletes who earn scholarships to some of the most prestigious top schools around the world, and make an impact on the region and international stage. Last month, I started a new project which supports the training of our national athletes at no cost to them. And I'm the manager of the junior team taking part in the upcoming Caribbean Squash Championships in July. This is something I really enjoy doing and plan to continue with this. So in closing, it has been a tremendous journey for me so far. And it is my dream to continue the future expansion and development of eye care, eye research, education, health, and educational opportunities through sport. With this award, it will assist me in expanding my work further throughout the Caribbean, and I look forward to what the future has in store for me. I understand the responsibility of being an athlete SAGBA laureate, and I am greatly humbled. Through my work, I hope to continue to maintain the high standards set by the past laureates of this most prestigious award. Thank you again for all concerned, and to the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason for hosting the event. Thank you.
Executives of the Anson McCall Group resident in Barbados, distinguished guests, family, friends, good evening. Also, among our distinguished guests, allow me to recognize Dr. Professor Hazel Simmons McDonald, a member of the OECS Nominating Committee who resides in Barbados. So we have a Barbadian who resides in Trinidad, and we have an OECS member that resides in Barbados. Ladies and gentlemen, it is wonderful to be back in Barbados for the award ceremony. This is a more intimate setting than the last, but just as significant. Putting together this ceremony requires the cooperation and strategizing of many, and that we have come to this point is due in no small measure to the cooperation we at the Program Office in Trinidad received. Allow me first to thank Ms. Sandra Watkins, Private Secretary to Her Excellency, who helped with arrangements prior to her going off on sick leave, and who left us in the very capable hands of Mrs. Joy Ann Blackman Jarvis, Acting Private Secretary to Her Excellencies. To both ladies, I say thank you for responding to all our requests with the ease and proficiency that you did. Our most grateful thanks go to Mrs. Rachel Pilgrim, Anson McCall Group Marketing Manager here in Barbados. Thank you for your advice, your leg and hand work, and your sense of humor, most important. We got it done with your tremendous help. Thank you, Rachel. To the Barbados Nominating Committee, headed by Dr. Jean Comer Still, and supported by Dr. Angela Allain, Mr. Stetson Babb, the Honorable Mr. Tony Gibbs, Mrs. Vivian Gittins, Ms. Fiona Hines, Mr. Hilford Murrell, and Dr. Basil Springer, I say thank you. You work hard at presenting us with outstanding candidates each year, and we are happy that you are able to share in this ceremony this year. We look forward to returning to Barbados soon to celebrate other candidates. So it was only last evening when the Barbados Nominating Committee was recommissioned for the 2023 term program year, and Dr. Angela Allain will head the committee in that new year. The selection of candidates rests with the Regional Eminent Persons Panel, which is now headed by Professor Compton Bourne. Each year, the panel provides us with the most outstanding laureates, and we take pride in the fact that each candidate selected as a laureate has been worthy of that accolade. And in his absence, I thank Justice Christopher Blackman for being a most valuable contributor to the panel's success. To Dr. Jason Marshall, and I'm sorry Jason is not here this evening, I say thank you for the research you do on the candidates and the overall support you provide to the Barbados Nominating Committee to enable them to make their decision on which candidates to put forward. The function of researcher is critical to the awards program in order to vigorously verify submissions. Thank you, Jason. Dr. Kim Jebodhsingh, thank you for accepting the Anthony N. Sabga Award in Public and Civic Contributions. As you know, these awards are intended to spur greater achievement. So we look forward to seeing, no pun intended, and hearing about your future achievements. To our service providers, LD Audio, Emma Curry Events, Elco Rentals, Dwight Knight, and Ezra Seeley, thank you. Your Excellency, in 2019, you graced us as Governor General. This evening, you grace us as President of a new republic. Thank you for your tangible support and for affording us this wonderful opportunity to recognize and celebrate one of Barbados's finest. Thank you.